Namaste and welcome back. We are discussing smart villages, and in today's episode, I will focus your attention on the capacity building, the skill development which is needed when we move towards making them smart villages. You are aware of various central government and state government initiatives for skill development, which are primarily comprising of technical skill building, vocational skills, soft skills, digital skills, or entrepreneurial skills. Now, these are all self explanatory, but in the entrepreneurial skills, we also have the capacity building for running a business in a corporate mode, which may involve company registration, engagement with other stakeholders, with banks, with regulatory authorities, chartered accountants, marketing, negotiations, insurances, legal aspects, and funding options, to name a few. There are various institutes in India which are imparting such training. These are National Institute for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development, NISBUD, Indian Institute of Entrepreneurship, Small Industries Development Bank of India, National Skill Development Corporation, and Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises run institutes. But there is hardly any participation of rural community in these institutes. We have to appreciate that out of all the 5 skills, the technical, the vocational, the digital, the soft skills or entrepreneurial skills, you can impart soft skills and digital skills at the school level also. Whereas the technical and vocational skills can be built up or imparted in industrial training institutes, the ITIs, which are running still in short supply, but yes, those can be done. As far as entrepreneurial skills are concerned, the task is very challenging. And in fact, many of the policy makers feel that this is not so much needed. I, having mentored one of the farmer producer company and having close interaction with the rural areas, can state that this is one of the most important skill deficit which needs to be addressed. The benefits are far too many. These include financial benefits, which can improve access to credit, it can have better marketing, and it can increase their efficiency and reduce the wastage, and which would eventually lead to enhanced profitability. Then there will be operational benefits when they have efficiency in the resource utilization, whether it is equipment utilization, whether it is fertilizer utilization or crop management. There will be reduced risks, and overall the agriculture would be a more profitable option. They would also have their supply chains optimized. Then there are a lot of social and environmental benefits, and first among them, the farmers' confidence will go up and they would have better negotiation and bargaining powers. There would be increased income of the farmers, which would help them enhance their living standards. There will be reduced migration to cities as the agriculture profitability goes up. There will be more interest in community development, and as I said earlier, the waste reduction will happen. They would be able to take climate friendly decisions, and you will not find the burning of agriculture waste and other things causing pollution in general area. They would also be able to take better decisions in preserving and conserving the biodiversity of the area. There are many impediments for these good things to happen. The first and foremost is the inadequate digital literacy. While they may be knowing how to operate a smartphone, but how to effectively utilize it as a tool to assist their agriculture, to assist their business, and in fact to assist their day to day life is not very much known. Then there is physical infrastructure of rural areas, which is either absent or inadequate. It may be the connecting road, it may be availability of electricity, it may be availability of water supply, sanitation, or sewage treatment. Many of the times, these basic necessities are either absent or inadequate, and that also poses a major impediment when we talk of making them smart villages. But it is well appreciated that these impediments and the benefits which are there, benefits are far outweighing the roadblocks. And we must take up preferably simultaneously, otherwise individually, to address all these issues so that our concept, our dream of realizing smart villages is pursued in right earnest. Here, I would like to mention that the moment we start talking about corporate practices in agriculture, there are certain interest groups which will start making hue and cry as they do not wish the farmer to adopt modern corporate practices and take advantage of financial levers among other benefits. The government needs to set up incubation centers or other service centers which can address this dire need of capacity building for entrepreneurial skills development in rural areas. It's only if this particular skill is addressed adequately that the dream of smart villages would be realized in its true form, in a sustainable way, the way a rural economy must function in the modern world. These incubation centers or the common services centers can be set up in public-private partnership mode, in small-scale public-private partnership mode. As I have been talking about it earlier, this could be one of the most rewarding endeavor at rural level. Such common facility center or the incubation center can have a suggested syllabus to start with, teaching about the corporatization, and it could be starting from how to select which kind of company you need and how to register that. It can teach the basics of a private limited company, a farmer producer company, a limited liability partnership, or a conventional partnership. one person company or a proprietorship. Once these concepts are explained, they would be able to relate that yes, what they are actually doing till date is primarily a proprietorship which has its own limitations, and they would be able to understand that if they move on to creating a farmer producer company, what all benefits they can enjoy in addition to what resources are available to them today. And the prominent resource which will come their way is the credit resource. They will have better credit availability, they will have better decision making, and they would be able to engage with banks, financial institutions. They would be able to set up their own payment gateway. They would be able to exploit the power of e-commerce, and they would be able to take loans and financing for their working and major capital needs. They would also be able to appreciate the need to have better record keeping, how to engage with chartered accountants, how to engage with lawyers, the corporate lawyers, and how to interact and deal with compliances and regulatory authorities. They would also be able to understand the need to have knowledge on labor laws, and their labor also would be benefited working with a corporatized, structured agriculture organization. They would be able to engage with prospective buyers and suppliers in a more effective way from a position of confidence and knowledge, so that they get a better deal for whatever they are buying or selling. In addition, their business management and operations management would become better. Their organizational structure would be much better defined, and they would have much better allocation and accounting for the labor, for the machinery, for the agriculture inputs, and all the resources which are being used. They would be able to prepare projects and work for that. Like if they decide to set up a warehouse, how that project report is to be prepared, how it is to be submitted to banks, how that loan has to be taken, and what all goes into construction and thereafter running it profitably. They would be able to do all that with the help of those professionals with whom they are engaged, whether it is chartered accountants, consultants, corporate lawyers, or anyone else. They would be able to budget their business and make forecasts based on the availability of data. In fact, they would be able to harness benefits which are coming out of big data analysis through various service providers. The funding will become better, and certainly it will all lead to better profitability, and they would be able to scale up their business in much better way and in much lesser time. The learning can happen through various modes. First and foremost, if these public-private partnership based incubation centers are there, they would be able to impart a focused training to the interested rural folk, and it can also be facilitative for internship and practical exposures. They can support the live cases, ongoing crop and agriculture practices. Then they would be networking where they would learn from each other, and certainly online learning will continue to support and facilitate their capacity building. In essence, there is a serious requirement to address this capacity deficit of modern entrepreneurial skill among the rural folk, because the route to smart villages, in my view, goes through making them modern entrepreneurs. It's only once they realize the potential of being a successful, modern, small, or big entrepreneur that they would be able to enhance their lifestyle. Their aspirations will then include better healthcare, better dietary and nutrition requirements, better lifestyle, and education, and further aspirations of travel, tourism, and whatnot. So, to develop our villages and to make them smart villages, we need to focus on capacity building, and among them, the entrepreneurial capacity comes first. With that, I come to the end of today's episode. I'll be focusing on other aspects of smart villages in my coming episodes. So, till then, keep viewing. Namaste and have a nice day.